Alright then guys, welcome back to the channel. Canelo versus Crawford is a great matchup. It will be a fantastic fight when it's signed and sealed. But I think this fight is a suicide mission. And I'm going to explain why I think this fight is a suicide mission. But before I do that, if you enjoy what we do on this channel, please do me a favor. Click the like button, subscribe, and leave your comments in the section below. So look, Terence Crawford is a fantastic fighter. Great. I think Terence Crawford's legacy is sealed. I think his legacy is written, is done, right? 3-weight world champion. He's become undisputed. He's fought the likes of Spence, which was his contemporary, his rival. And he demolished Spence, right? Absolutely obliterated Spence. And it was a fantastic fight for me to seal his legacy. And of course, moving up in weight as a smaller fighter and being able to do the things that Crawford has done, and the scales and the ability and the punching power to be able to move through weight and carry that punching power is a mark of a great fighter. And you can't take anything from him. And his desire to move up in weight, to fight Canelo, is remarkable, right? You can't take anything away from Crawford, because you can only admire a man that wants to be great. A fighter that wants to challenge the best in the division. And that's all boxing fans ask for. So it is a great ambition for Crawford to want to do that. Canelo is a great fighter. To me, Canelo's legacy is also sealed, right? He's moved up in weight, moved all the way to light heavyweight to beat Kovalev, knocked him out. Great achievement for Canelo as well in terms of, fighting some really good fighters. Of course, lost to Floyd Mayweather, but I think he learned a lot from that Floyd Mayweather fight, which he sort of took those experiences into his next fight and become a great fighter, Canelo. So I think both fighters have incredible achievements within the sport. And if they were to come together, I think it would be a great, great fight. And definitely a fight that I think people will talk about for a long time. I think, when you talk about fantasy fights, when we, in the barbershops where we discuss, would we be able to see Ali versus Alexander Usyk, for example, and we're saying who would win? This is that sort of fight where if they don't fight, in years to come, people will actually think, what if Canelo and Crawford would have fought? What would have happened? So it is great that we're seeing such a fight, and it's being talked about by Turkey Al-Sheikh that they want to make that fight, because I think if they make that fight, it'll be good for boxing fans to see. However, this is a suicide mission, because Crawford is moving up in weight to face Canelo, who is a devastating puncher at that weight. I think this is a very, very dangerous fight for Crawford. I think Canelo is going to break Crawford. Don't get me wrong, Crawford is a fantastic fighter. Southpaw, very skillful, he can punch. But there is weight division in boxing for a reason. And I just feel like Crawford would move up in weight and he might get stuck in the weight where his body, his abilities may not be able to succeed in that weight. And I think fighting Canelo will be that weight, will be that time where Crawford may not be able to get the best out of himself in a fight against Canelo, who's massive. He's a bulldog and he hits like a mule. And I think that is going to be a very, very dangerous fight for Crawford. It reminds me of Kell Brook versus Gennady Golovkin. Kell Brook moved up to middleweight to fight Golovkin. And this was a fight that in the UK, many people were talking about how it is not a great fight for Kell Brook to take. Brook went on to take that fight with Golovkin and got his eye socket broken. Kell Brook was never the same after that fight. Kell Brook was never the same after he got broken by Golovkin. And that is a result of someone moving up in weight where, you know, he shouldn't be. And, you know, bigger fighters can really damage smaller fighters in those instances, right? Billy Joe Saunders, even though he was in the same weight with Canelo, he got his eye socket broken by Canelo. And Billy Joe Saunders till now has not fought again, right? Because he's damaged. He's damaged goods. These things can happen. Weight in boxing is really important. And I feel like if fighters do not adhere to that by chasing greatness, which I think fighters should do anyway, there could be serious repercussions to it. And I genuinely think this fight is a dangerous fight for Crawford. And yes, I think it should be made because I want to see, I'm sure everybody want to see it. I'm sure Crawford fancies his chances against Canelo, as he should, because he's a fighter and he's a great one, right? But I think it's a dangerous fight. I might not be the only one. You might have a different opinion to mine. Please get in the comment section. Let me know what you think about the Canelo versus Crawford fight. Do you think it's a dangerous fight, as I think it is? Do you think that Canelo will break Crawford, as I think it is? Do you think that Crawford is on a suicide mission if he takes this fight and if he thinks he can beat Canelo? Do you think the way I think, or do you think, no way, Canelo is not the same fighter? Crawford will be able to take out Canelo. Crawford will be able to take Canelo's punches and deliver his. Do you think different to the way I think? Get in the comment section. Let me know what you think about it. As always, thank you for tuning in. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, share, and I'll see you guys on the next one.